Alright, guess what we got today? We got our glow shift order. Just came in, and we're going to be installing these gauges in the Mustang. So we placed an order with glowshift.com. We ordered a oil temp gauge, a trans temp gauge, and I already have another oil temp gauge in the car. One's going to go for the oil, the other one's going to go for the rear end differential to keep an eye on the temperature of the rear differential fluid. I've already got that one installed with a tripod, and we're just going to add these two to it, and we're going to be in business with the Mustang. This will be our third glow shift purchase. I currently have them. Now, if you watch some of our other videos, we have the Dodge 2500 diesel, and we've got the glow shift boost, trans temp up here, and the exhaust gas temperatures. And I've also just ordered the fuel pressure gauge, which I'm going to be installing up in the dash in a cylinder pod. I was thinking about putting it down here on the steering wheel, but I just don't want to block my gauges here in my pods or my mileage. Real happy with this setup. Been running this for going on 2 years. Been all over the mountains, up and down the coast, everywhere with it. It's been a great system. I've had zero problems with them. I've heard some people call them junk and cheap, but I'll tell you what, they are less expensive than the Autometer, and I have 3 vehicles running these gauges, so I probably saved myself $600–700, maybe close to $1,000 by going with glow shift. I can't say a bad word about them. The only thing they did wrong, they sent me the wrong color pod when I first ordered this, and you guys all remember that video. I asked for the gray color to match the dash, and they sent me black. We had to run up to Daytona. Was it Daytona or Sturgis? I can't remember which one we ran to, but we were running up to Bike Week, and I had to throw the gauges in that night. Glow Shift apologized. They basically refunded my price of the pod. They were very nice doing that. Like I said, I've got nothing bad to say about those people or their products. It was just a mishap in shipping or product picking, and it happens to everybody. Even in my business, we make mistakes, but they took care of the customer, and again, I've got nothing bad to say about them. So we're going to put these in the Mustang and show you how they look. I got the black triple pod from Glow Shift. It fits perfectly. There's 2 screws up top, one up there and one right there, and that's basically what secures the pod to the A-pillar. Okay, so we ordered the white 300 degree oil temp gauge. The particular model number is right there. It comes with, I ordered this extra. It's your wiring kit. I didn't know if I needed it or not. It actually came with the wires. The sensor, this one goes into a part that's built into the motor where the oil filter goes. Bracket that holds the gauge on, and the gauge itself. So I ordered this GSGW1 extension harness. Whatever, it's extra. I'll just keep it in toolbox. I'm sure I'll do another install kit later. I might need it, I might not. But for the install we're doing, we don't need that for any of these. It comes with a bezel. I never use the bezel. I just put it right in the pod. The one thing I really like about the Glow Shift product is the neatness of the install. This is the new wiring harness, and I have yet to wire that in, but the other 2 are already wired up. So I'm going to go ahead and wire this last one up, and it's nice and neat inside the pod. If you ever have to do anything, it's easy to work on. Alright, so we're down in the bottom side of the car, and this is the factory oil filter location, and on the bottom there was a port available for the sensor. So we put the Glow Shift sensor in there. They send you with these cute little push pins, and what I find is they separate when you drive. So what I've done is I've just hard clamped them in, and I'm going to put some wire loom around them and tuck them all up, and that's basically the end of that gauge. Alright, back underneath the car, put the wire loom around it, zip tied it all, made it all nice and neat. That's the way I like it. I like it nice and tidy down here. And they come down here inside the floor, behind the kick plate, and then they go out to the dash. And that's real simple. And then, like I said, you keep this all nice. You want to make sure all your gauges are facing the same way, because once you tighten everything up, if you got one facing the wrong way, it's going to be real aggravating if you got to take it all off. Trust me, I've done it. All right, I'm going to button this back up, and then we're going to turn the car on and see how they work. Okay, we got everything all buttoned back up. I'm going to put the key in and check the gauges. So once you turn the key on, it should cycle. That's just telling you they're all working. The fluttering you see in the color is the LED. It does it in the video, but it doesn't do it in real life. Alright, so we're at 0 temps on all of them. We're going to let the car run for a little bit and check the temps on them. Alright, so she's getting up to about 140. The car's been running for about 5 or 6 minutes. Trans, even though it's not moving, it's still circulating fluid, so that's getting up in temp also. The rear end, we're not moving, so you're not going to heat that up until you start driving. So as we stand, that's a successful install. Real happy with it. Glow shift gauges and the GT Mustang.